Ooh, I got this from a cracker, you know. Well, about 60 years ago. Still works. It's a fortune teller. So it's going to tell me now. Let's see. The moving head means I'm jealous. Oh, something. I don't know what it is. Moving tail. I've had a bit of moving tail there. That means indifference. Now let's see. Oh look, a moving head and tail. That means I'm in love. Ooh, with who? Curling sides. No, it doesn't seem to want to curl its sides. That would mean I'm fickle. And turns right over, which is never done with me. False. Yeah. If it's motionless, then you're dead. Okay, let's try the other side and see what happens. Ooh, now look at that. Now that's good, because the last one reads, curls up entirely, you're passionate. Well, I'm certainly passionate about toys. It's a very, very nice little thing to play with. I've had it for so many years, and it's still working, because my hand's still working. I'm looking at fish toys, and there's quite a few of these. These ones I got, I think it was at a trade fair, probably Birmingham, because this was actually an English-made product, which was very nice. It's really made of real fish skin. I think it's got salmon in it, and wolf fish, whatever that is, and it's a zip purse. So I've got a little zip here, which zips up like that, and then you unzip it, and you put your coins inside, and away you go. But it's made of fish skin, and it's beautifully made, I may say. So I'm very, very impressed with it. And a nice little endorsement from the company up in the north of England who made it. What a nice thing to have. Now here's a bit of fun. I think these came from Cornwall originally. They're called Glug Glug jugs. I've got a small one and a large one. You can get even bigger ones. What happens is you get some water and you put it in up to about there. And then you've got to bend it over. I'll try this one close to my microphone. The idea is it glugs, or it should glug. That's working. And you can pour a bit out too, but if you pour too much, it almost stops, yes. Beyond a certain point, it doesn't want to do it. If you fill it full, it won't glug at all, so you've got to have about a third full. So that's a small one. Let's try the bigger one. He makes a slightly louder noise because he's bigger. Again, not too much. Probably about there. Let's see what that's going to do. The Glug Glug jug. Oh, I heard a glug then. Did you hear it? No. Bit less water. No, a bit more water. Let's get a bit more going. About there. I've also used these when they're dry for keeping keys in. It's a nice way to store your keys secretly. Oh, there we are. That's better. That's better. Look. Now that's a really good glug glug. Whoa! What a noise. Goodness me. Burp, burp, burp. And then when you pour all the water out, the game's all over. So, a very nice fish toy to have. This is an extraordinary one. I'm not really quite sure what to make of it. It's sort of, this is like a fish float, like a bit of bait something. So you're trying to catch a much bigger fish with a smaller fish. But it's also a key fob. What's bizarre about it, really bizarre, is when you pull this, something extraordinary happens. The fish opens up as if it's ready for cutting and eating, as if it's eating a cooked fish. And you see all the bone structure there. Extraordinary idea, that. Most peculiar thing I've ever got. Where I got it from, I can't think, but I'd love to get another one. Very nice, though. And there's ballpoint pens, which I think these came from Japan. When I went to Tokyo Hands, and about 20 years ago, I came across a lot of very nice ballpoint pens. This one's it's what I call a barrow. It's a ballpoint pen this end. When you do this action, it goes in and out. But also what's happening at this end here, we've got the jaws of the shark are opening and closing vigorously at very high speed. It's chomping its way through some enormous meal, and it does so. It goes in and out at the back end, the far end. The ballpoint pens go in and out. What a noise too! What's nice about it also, it actually feels nice in the hand and works. It writes very well too. So it's been well designed. It's ergonomically good. Here's a bit of fun. It's some trade fair I got it from. I can't think what it was. It's a wind-up toy. Would you believe? And the reason it's wind-up is you've got to pull the string to make it work. You separate the fish. Something's going click, 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 and then you release it and see what happens. Let's do it to the front. See if we can get it to go to the front. Here we go. Yes, I'll do a big smoochy kiss. Isn't that a lovely one? So that's the boy. Well, I think it's the boy because he's doing the running after the girl. That's actually got the motor inside. Whereas the other one, if I let go of this, just comes up coily and... Lovely idea, that. Very nice for fishes. I bought some of these very early on in my toy collecting days. It's something I think invented in South America originally. It's got a piece of leather going through the middle, and the two halves of the wood normally are fixed in, and then they make slot cuts in it, little cuts. They're like those, V-cuts. And then that gives, when they reach the leather, they very carefully don't do any more cutting, which allows the fish to be quite flexible, but only up to a certain point. It'll curl, but only a certain amount, and then it resists any further movement. So that's exactly what a fish with its bone structure will do. And it makes a very nice little conversational piece. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Huh. The last one is something that's been out for some time, but it's very difficult to do this. It's a very, very clever idea, but it's so difficult to do. Inside there are elastic bands. I've put about 6 in them, so it's very strong, and it's going to snap very strongly together. Put it down and then gently touch it there. There's a bit of stickiness there, which just about holds them. And what you're supposed to do is catch the bait here, but to catch this is very, very hard. I'll do it about there. Whoa, that was getting close to it. Let's see. What I'm trying to do incidentally, just to show the end result, is that's what you're supposed to get. But it's difficult. But I've got to keep trying. I know there's a certain sweet spot where this goes. I thought it was down there originally, but I think it's a little bit up like that. And then you've got to release, and then, no, I'll try a bit higher, and then I'll give up, I think. Let's try about there. About there. Got to go back a bit. Let's try one more time. I love this thing when it challenges you. It went back a bit, didn't it? It flipped back a bit. So about there. Still can't do it. Oh dear. Let's put it in just to inspire myself. It will actually hold. You're difficult. Fish filia. I love them.